Hey guys, welcome to the Ultimate Beer Challenge. And no, I'm not trying to find the world's greatest beer. I'm trying to find the world's cheapest beer. Because when I tell you how much I paid for this, you're simply not going to believe it. Why, hello there, guys. Listen, it is no big secret that Thailand's tipsiest tour guide absolutely loves an ice cold beer. Matter of fact, the only thing that I love more than an ice cold beer is a cheap ice cold beer. Quite honestly, the cheaper, the better. Look, I have no shame in telling you that. And that got me wondering, what country has the cheapest beer out there? Because I've been all over enjoying these lovely beverages, and I'm shocked at the price difference from country to country to country. Being a Canadian, when I got to Southeast Asia, I was like, what a relief, because our booze and our beer in Canada is crazy expensive. To put this into perspective, I'll tell you how much I paid for this can of beer here in Nanjing, China in a few minutes. But in Canada, St. John, New Brunswick, where I'm from on the East Coast, we have a fairly famous brewery. It's famous in Canada. It's one of the oldest breweries that we have, Moosehead Breweries. And they have the Moosehead Lager that they sell all around the world. And in Canada, that is $3.90 for a single bottle of it, Canadian. And I can buy that same bottle of beer here in Nanjing, China, which is halfway around the world from St. John, New Brunswick. And here's the crazy thing. I'm going to the most high-end upscale supermarket to buy that, where all the where all the foreigners go to buy imported goods and stuff like this. I can buy a bottle of beer brewed in my home city back in my little tiny province of New Brunswick, Canada, for half the price here in China than what I pay for it back in Canada. I don't know how that works. I'm not sure. Someone make it make sense, because I can't understand it. This bottle of Moosehead Lager right here is exactly half the cost here in China that it is back in Canada, just 10 meters from where it's brewed. There's a corner store that you can walk in and buy this, and it's $3.90 a bottle in Canada, and here in China it's $1.90. Now, that's an expensive beer here, okay? Please understand that that's an imported beer, and it's not very good. I'll be honest with you, I'd love to say, oh, it tastes like home. No, it tastes like panther piss. To be quite honest with you, there's very few beers in the world as bad as Moosehead Lager. This thing right here, this is a lovely, delightful beverage. This is Harbin. Now, Harbin has all kinds of different varieties and stuff, but this in the green can, I absolutely love this. And if I was going to compare it to a well-known beer, I would say that this is a lot like drinking Coors Light. It's crisp, it's clean, you know, it does the trick. I promise you, a couple of these and I'm having to do all kinds of takes in this video because I'm getting buzzed the further I get in, because you got to remember, I got to try and keep them cold. Anyways, that's a story for another day. These things here, guys, you're not going to believe what this cost me to buy. And this is the basis of this video, because when I tell you how much this beer cost, it's going to absolutely blow your mind. You will not believe how cheap this is. So my challenge to anybody that watches this video, anyone who has friends that loves beer and who, you know, like me, enjoy the beer buzz, and you want it as cheap as you possibly can, my challenge is this. What country has the cheapest beer in the world? I can tell you it's not Canada. It's definitely not the United States, because I've talked to a bunch of American friends over the last couple of days while I'm working up on this video, and the prices I'm getting from them is pretty crazy. It's around $1.50 US for a single bottle. You can get some tall boys, you can get some cheaper stuff at, you know, different discount stores and stuff like this. But typically, you're not gonna find any bottles or cans of beer in the United States right now for less than $1 a bottle, okay? And again, when I tell you the price of this one, it's going to absolutely blow your mind. Now, here in Southeast Asia, in Thailand specifically, where I spend a lot of my time, and I have been known to partake and enjoy in a couple of adult beverages from time to time, I can tell you this much. The price of the beer in Thailand is pretty much on par with what it is in the United States. Not American beer there, no, that's more expensive, but the local brands, Leo, Chang, Singa, Archa, My Beer, stuff like this. It costs pretty much the exact same amount of money as beer does in the US. Definitely not as expensive as it is in Canada, but again, it's pretty damn cheap. It's about $1 to $1.20 for a bottle or a can, depending on, again, what brand you're going with. If you're looking for something cheap, cheap, cheap like I do, especially for my pool beers, Archa is about the cheapest that you're going to find. And typically you can find those as low as 30 baht, which is right around 90 cents, up to, 35, which is right around $1 US. My beer, if you're lucky enough to find it, it only comes in bottles unless you're getting a larger can. A bottle of it, sometimes you're lucky and you can find it for about 27 to 28 baht, which is, I think, a fantastic deal because I like that beer. Again, it kind of reminds me of this. It's got that same Coors Light flavor to it, etc., etc. Where Leo, I love my Leos, don't get me wrong. They remind me of Molson Canadian, but they are a little bit more expensive. Now, if you're traveling in Southeast Asia and you go to Laos or you go to Cambodia or Vietnam, you know that the beer there is much cheaper. It's about half the cost of what it is in Thailand. Now, down in Malaysia, oddly enough, it's more expensive and it gets sometimes up to like $2 a bottle. I think that's crazy because their beer is, to be honest with you, it's not very good at all. Here in China, guys, I got to tell you something. Like I said earlier, it's amazing how the beer is so cheap. Guys, I bought, believe it or not, 2 6-packs of this the other day at an actual supermarket, guys. You can see it here on the shelves. That is the regular price all of the time of the green can Harbin at this supermarket. And guys, it is $1.50. Not a can. No, 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 no. That's $1.50 for a 6-pack. I bought 2 6-packs of beer for $3 US. Guys, that's 25 cents a can. And I'm asking you right now, is this the cheapest beer in the world? I really have to know. And again, I've been all over sampling beers, guys. I used to love going down to Cuba because, you used to be able to go into Havana and you could buy cans of beer there all of the time for about 25, 35 cents. It wasn't the great Cristal beer that they have. That stuff typically is right around $1 all of the time. But you could get local beers and stuff, and they were like 25, 35 cents. Now those same beers are $1, $1.50. Cristal down there is like $2 to $3. It's crazy how expensive it's gotten. But here in China, guys, they have full racks of beer. Like check this out. This is a 6-pack of beer that is even cheaper than the Harbin beer. Yes, guys, that is only 9.9 RMB. So that is coming in right around $1.35 US for a 6-pack. Now, I know a lot of people are going to go on about, well, what about craft beers and stuff like this? Look, I'll be the first guy to admit I am not a beer connoisseur. I am not a beer snob. I love my beer buzz. Absolutely love it, but I don't really give a shit about the hops in it. I don't care about the wheat that's in it. I don't like blueberries or anything like that in my beer. I just like an ice cold crisp lager or pilsner to catch myself a beautiful beer buzz. That's what I'm in this game for, kids. I'm not in it to be a snob. However, I will say this much. The craft beers here in China are so cheap, it's insane. Guys, now I can't show you every single craft beer. However, here are some that you can buy right now, and they are 1 liter cans. 1 liter cans, guys. And believe it or not, this is $1.35 for a 1 liter can of craft beer. And they have these at many different shops. I will show you this one here, and then we'll go over to another store where they have a bunch of different varieties of these 1 liter craft beer cans for $1.35 US. This to me is absolutely staggering because I was just recently talking to a friend of mine who lives in Thailand from the Netherlands, and he was telling me that Heineken, which obviously is a Dutch beer, in the Netherlands costs right around $1.35 for a bottle of Heineken. And these things are 3 times the size, guys. Now, Heineken in Thailand is more expensive than a local beer, but not by much. Guys, it is insane how cheap the beer here is in China. It's just, beer here, quite honestly, guys, is cheaper than bottled water. And I know what some people are thinking, okay, well, they're little tiny cans. No, guys, here's an example right here. Yes, believe it or not, this bottle of beer right here is one of the big 580 milliliter bottles. So it's the same as the large Leos and stuff that are in Thailand. And this, guys, is 35 cents. It's 35 cents. That's how much this works out to be, guys. 35 cents for this huge bottle of beer. Am I going to develop a drinking problem here? I hope not. However, it's not going to break me financially if I do. Because again, guys, it is so cheap, it's crazy. And it's not just these discount stores like this one here where I'm going to show you. You can go in and you can pick up a can of beer for less than 21 cents. Okay? These cans here, they're less than 21 cents. It's simply amazing. So my question is this, guys. What country has the cheapest beer? Is it China and their 25 cent a can beer? I'm not talking about, the shitty swill that you go to certain streets in Vietnam where, you're buying it by the glass and it's, I'm talking actual in a can, in a package. You're going to the store, you're buying it, and it is a clean, crisp, refreshing beverage such as this one here. Honestly, guys, what country has the cheapest beer? Can you tell me that there's a country that has beer cheaper than 25 cents a can? Because if there is, I will personally go there and I will buy some, check it out, and I will tell you what I think of it. I love my beer. Again, I'm not doing the crazy craft beers because that's just not me. I love a crisp, cold beer. I will say this much, in Thailand, a lot of people drink beer with ice. I can't do that. I think it's absolutely disgusting. And I don't like my beer sitting around long enough that it gets warm that it would even need ice. So if I'm able to buy it cheap, and again, 25 cents a can, guys, so you can't, show me cheaper than this. Please show me cheaper than this. Guys, this is my challenge to you. It is the ultimate beer challenge. I want you to tell me, I want you to show me what country has the cheapest beer in the world. And if you can find one that's cheaper than this, I'll go and check it out and I'll try it myself. Till next time, guys, that was getting to know the world one beer at a time with me, your crazy, kooky host. Yes, it is Thailand's tipsiest tour guide coming at you live today from absolutely bonkers Nanjing, China, drinking Harbin beer. Till next time, guys, keep the beers cold, keep them coming. Cheers. I'll be honest with you. After like 30 takes, this is piss warm. Absolutely piss warm.